My name's Jack Little, and if you remember Be There, Wow, and How About That, you'll know it's my voice. And I'm here for international wrestling, Australian international wrestling, and we sincerely hope that you enjoy.
The one and only Jack Little, the doyen of wrestling. Well, it seems you've lapped up the first 3 volumes from the archives of Channel 9. Well, we're there more, plenty more, in fact. Are you ready to rumble? We got the beasts waiting. Tojo, Killer Carl Cox, Waldo Von Erich, and Brute Bernard, and a few good guys as well. Okay, first up a tag team. The man who made the Japanese rack hold his very own, Tojo, with Waldo Von Erich against the Golden Great Spiros Orion and Mark Lewis.
Both wrestlers are now down on the mat. Great Tojo and Spiros Orion. It is when the referee is counting. Tojo's the first one to get up. He gets behind Orion. Oh, and he's got that Japanese rack. There's a pensive hold. This is beyond human endurance. A real punishing hold it is. The Japanese rack. And he tags his partner, Waldo Von Erich. Oh, it's a heavy hold, this one. The Japanese rack. Orion goes right down. Apparently it was not a tag. As Tojo goes in, a succession of blows to the head. Another tag. This time, we find Waldo Von Erich coming into the ring now. He's got hold of Orion. He goes ahead with the further punishment. A couple of blows with the glove. Spiros, Eddie Swan speaking to, he appears to be loading his glove somewhat. Eddie Swan checking it. Orion barely standing up, but he's on his feet as Waldo Von Erich comes in with that glove. Orion, how much more punishment can he take as Waldo Von Erich continues on with the punishment? Orion's still on his feet, but how long can he stay on his feet as Waldo Von Erich comes in strong on him again? A tremendous amount of punishment has the Golden Greek Spiros Orion taken in this passage of wrestling. Stumps there by Waldo Von Erich. And look at Mark Owen appealing to Spiros Orion to get close to the hand for the tag. Can he make it? I don't know whether Spiros Orion can make the tag. Orion, can he make it? Lewin trying to get close, but Waldo Von Erich is keeping him away with further blows to the head. Orion goes to the ropes for a breather. There's Waldo Von Erich. Oh! Big Bad John interferes from outside. A bit more punishment. And now Orion might have the opportunity. The fans going wild here at Festival Hall. They really are going wild. And Lewin gets the tag. Lewin gets the tag. And boy, is he going. He's been waiting for this opportunity. As he goes in with about 3 or 4 blows to the head. Rolls him over. A beautiful drop kick. A drop kick. Down goes Waldo Von Erich. Moves in for the pin. Ah! Only the count of 2. Only the count of 2 interference there. So what happens? We find that Mark Lewin goes in. Oh! Eddie Swan was caught between Waldo Von Erich and Big Bad Johnny goes down. Can he get up? Mark Lewin comes in for the sleeper. Mark Lewin in on the sleeper hold now. He's coming right in on the sleeper. But oh, no! No, the wreck has been put on. The wreck by the great Tojo. And we find Big Bad John coming in to add to it. And Waldo Von Erich is there. Mark Lewin caught up in between the 3 of them at the moment when it looked like he had the opportunity with that sleeper hold. Oh my goodness. That Japanese rack is well applied now as Waldo Von Erich doubles up the punishment, but Orion, not to be denied, comes back. Oh, there's intensity in Orion. You can see it right across his face. You really can. Oh, he goes at Big Bad John, but there goes. Oh, look at these tactics by great Tojo. These tactics are something that are really despicable. They really are. We find now punishment from all corners as a chair goes flying in the ring. Mark Lewin, he comes from behind. Bangs the chair on the top of the head. Oh, boy, what? He breaks the chair. The fans are standing up on the chairs. They're standing up on the floor. really gives him the treatment. He's going in with those chairs, banging in hard, coming in hard. He says, yes, the fans are screaming. They give it to you. Why don't you give it to them? And that's exactly what Mark Lowen is doing as he comes in with a broken chair. Eddie Swan is still down. He's been down for the last minute and a half or so. He's getting up somewhat dazed. He's looking around past Spiros, Orion, and Mark Lowen saying, come back. We want to continue with the match. And what's happened? Oh, he stumbled over again. What's happened? He's calling to the timekeeper. He's disqualified Mark Lowen and Spiros Orion, a disqualification. But I'm sure the wrestling fans here at Festival Hall tonight will agree that this feud will not go unanswered.
Okay, kids, put down the furniture. They make the chairs to last these days. One of my very favourites, a man who I modelled my sporting career on, the one and only Brute Bernard. He's pitted against Killer Carl Cox.
Cox throws Bernard into the ropes, and as he came up, he hit him with an elbow, and down went Brute Bernard. Cox on top, and he covers him. 1, 2, but Cox lifted Bernard up. Cox could have got the 3. Listen to the crowd here at Festival Hall as Cox grabs Bernard, picks him up, and body slams him. Down goes Brute Bernard. Killer Carl Cox coming in with an elbow smash again as he drops down with an elbow right across the neck and throat. Fans going wild here at Festival Hall. Cox climbing up the ring onto the top rope, and he dives, but Bernard has rolled out of the way. Bernard had rolled out of the way on the instruction of Bobby Shane. Cox is out after Shane. He follows him up the aisle. Brute Bernard is left in the ring, and the referee has raised the hand of Brute Bernard because Killer Carl Cox jumped from the top rope. There's the bell. Cox coming back into the ring now. Brute Bernard is there, still recovering from a severe pounding he's taken from Cox. A kick to the midsection, another kick by Cox. He goes in after Bernard. He grabs Bernard, the brainbuster. Up he goes, high in the air, and crash down he came. And Brute Bernard doesn't know what land he's in. He's fallen through the ropes. He hasn't a clue where he is. Bernard has gone out. He's fallen out and staggered through the crowd. Cox is out after him now. Bernard has gone wild. He's pulling chairs around out in the bleachers, and Cox is out after him, trying to follow them through the thickness of the crowd on the far side. That's Bernard and Cox. Cox has caught up with him again on the far side, and they're into it, hammer and tong. The ushers trying to break them up. Everyone trying to separate them. Cox is out after Bernard. Right to the top deck of Festival Hall goes Killer Carl Cox in hot pursuit of Brute Bernard as they go right to the top of the stadium here at Festival Hall. Crowd standing at their feet as you can hear the noise as up in the far bleachers Bernard and Cox are fighting on through the bleachers. There's police and the ushers trying to separate them, and the crowd standing right around ringside on every vantage point to see right up to the back of Festival Hall. Killer Carl Cox climbing to the top rope. Referee Tony Marino warning Cox that is breaking the rules. He cannot come off the top rope, and he comes down. A kick to the midsection by Cox. One to the head by Cox of Brute Bernard. Bernard swings wildly and misses. Cox again. Bernard dives in on top of him. Cox into the ropes goes Bernard. A backdrop. Over goes Bernard. Bernard play from an elbow smash, and Cox went right through the canvas with it. Killer Carl Cox and Brute Bernard. One to the head to go on with by Brute Bernard now. Bernard grabbing a handful of hair, taking Cox. Now he pushes him back on the ropes, coming off for the kick, and he hits him with a boot right to the side of head, covers him. Marino in 1, 2, only the count of 2. Tony Marino, the referee, outside the ring, and will only come in to count a fall. Into the ropes goes Cox again, and Bernard hits him with a boot. Bernard covers him. Marino in like a flash. 1, 2, and Cox has kicked out, but Brute Bernard landed right on top of the referee. Bernard's gone mad. He's looked at Tony Marino. He's got that look in his eye, and crash down goes Marino. Tony Marino, the referee, down. Cox stays on the far side of the ring, and Bernard has forgot all about Cox. He's going in after the referee, and this is why you can't get referees. They have no regard for them, and he's just pounded Tony Marino into the far side of the ring. Now it's Cox and Bernard. At it again. Cox on his knees, down goes Bernard. Tony Marino down. Being dragged out of the ring. Now, into the rope he goes, and coming off Bernard, hit by an elbow smash, and down goes Brute Bernard. Cox in again, fans urging for the brainbuster. Cox looks up with delight. He does. He says, righto, here it comes, and crash! Down he goes with a brainbuster to the applaudance of the crowd here at Festival Hall. Cox stomping to the midsection. Referee's out of the way, so Cox goes at it again, onto the top rope as he dives down to the midsection, and he covers Bernard. But there's no referee then. Mario Milano seizing the position, comes in, 1, 2, 3. Milano out of the crowd. He counts to 3. He raises Killer Carl Cox's hand. Look at Bernard. He's fallen through the ropes. He's dazed. Bernard doesn't know where he is or what day it is. He's stranded between the ropes. Milano helping Killer Carl Cox. Bernard dazed on the other side. Here's Cyclone Negro coming in from behind with a knee right in the back of Milano. And now Cyclone Negro, a free-for-all. Cyclone Negro, Mario Milano, Killer Carl Cox, Brute Bernard. And they're going hammer and tong, tooth and nail. Bernard goes out between the ropes. Negro hit by a forearm jolt. He goes out between the ropes. Milano says to Killer Carl Cox, let's go after them. And you can hear the fans scream. Off into the night they go. Over chairs, tables, right across through the Festival Hall. Hot in pursuit, Milano and Killer Carl Cox after Brute Bernard and Cyclone Negro. And they've left the stadium. I can't see them anywhere.
Just beautiful to watch. Poetry in motion. Time for the feathers to fly in this piece of vintage action from the late 60s on Channel 9. We've got George Barnes against Chief Billy White Wolf. Oh!
Well, order's almost restored, but getting into the ring from Balmain in Sydney is up the Tigers, George Barnes. And coming in from Oklahoma at 18-4 is Chief Billy White Wolf. Referee calling them together and quickly over to search Billy White Wolf. George Barnes. Whoa! George Barnes straight into Billy White Wolf. Barnes caused the action and then was sent round to the rope with White Wolf. Back goes George Barnes into the corner as White Wolf comes in after him. Barnes not as rugged as he started off to be because White Wolf there ready for him into the referee's hold. Oh, it's a standing Japanese wrist lock from George Barnes. Returned by White Wolf, who also has a wrist lock now on Barnes, and Barnes rips himself nicely, throws, takes down Billy White Wolf. Still retaining the wrist lock. That's a full Nelson from Barnes. And oh, nice fiasco behind by White Wolf, who comes over with a flying mare on Barnes, a chin lock. Oh, knee lift from Barnes right into the side of the head of Billy White Wolf. Follows it up with one down the back and then comes over, trying to suplex him, but comes over with a hammerlock or half hammerlock, trying to get that arm right up the middle of the back of White Wolf. Barnes with the side headlock on Billy White Wolf. Side headlock. Barnes forced to his feet by Billy White Wolf. Oh, Barnes goes to there and takes down Billy White Wolf. Barnes again. Barnes holding on like vice. The side headlock pushed away by White Wolf. With the shoulder. Barnes knocking White Wolf the canvas over the top. It's White Wolf. Oh, picks up and lax slams heavily George Barnes. Over the top he comes too. Pushed away by George Barnes. Then they come again. It's a hip throw from Barnes. And over the top. Comes up. Lifts up. White Wolf comes down underneath with the elbow right to the stand. Pounds into the side of the head again. He picks up White Wolf. Slams White Wolf. Goes down after him and then comes Barnes. Down comes shoulder drop from Barnes, picks up Billy White Wolf again. Slammed again, White Wolf. Barnes going up at the ropes. Well, White Wolf getting to his feet. Barnes up there, but assisted in by Billy White Wolf, who slams him heavily. 2, 3, yes. And Chief Billy White Wolf takes the match.
A special treat from black and white into glorious colour. Into the 70s and into the one and only Teddy Whitten in all his sartorial splendour. Over to you, Teddy.
Well, this is the one we've all been waiting for, the match between Mario Milano, who's in the blue corner, and also Bulldog Brower. Now you can see Milano, and James J. Dillon is on his way in to the ring, followed by Bulldog Brower, carrying with him the Australasian Brass Knuckles title belt. Walking over towards the studio audience is Bulldog Brower, walking up the stairs now, and James J. Dillon, a very excited James J. Dillon, gets up on the apron of the ring as we move over now with the Brass Knuckles title belt that Dillon has in his keeping, and introducing to you in the red corner, it is the Australasian Brass Knuckles title holder, Bulldog Brower. His opponent in the blue corner, a part holder of the Australasian Tag Team title with Larry O'Day, it's Mario Milano. And this match should be one of the hardest fought matches ever seen on television, because Milano said to Tony Coloni, give me a match with the Bulldog because I want to try and stop his momentum. And Mario Milano is one man that has tangled with the heaviest, the roughest, the toughest and the most scientific since he's been setting himself out in this career of World Championship Wrestling. Now Milano has the Bulldog back in the blue corner. The Bulldog covers himself up with those arms as Milano backs away. Now they come in, referee's hole. Onto the wrist lock goes Milano. The Bulldog stands his ground. Milano forced back onto the ropes as the Bulldog. This time, there he goes. The big punches by the Bulldog, forcing Milano down onto his knees. And the Bulldog fights tough. He fights mean. And I can recall King Curtis saying he's fought him in Bulldog territory here in Australia, in bar brawls, street brawls, dark alleys, all over the world. And believe you me, he is a tough character, an animal when he gets inside that ring, if you can call him that. And when you look at his face, when he starts throwing those punches, no wonder they call him the Bulldog. He kicks, he gouges, he punches, and so does Milano. But he punches by the book as he backs away now, Milano, being kicked around that thigh area and around the cartilage area so long, he just grabbed hold of that left arm. Now look at the face of the Bulldog. Oh, and you can hear that from here. Right on the bugle that went. And a headbutt by Mario Milano. Side headlock and a punch to the mouth again by Mario Milano. Works on the wrist, but Bulldog goes downstairs. Upstairs with a forearm. This is a match. A beautiful match of real tough courage shown here by both men as Milano hits the canvas again. Bulldog accompanies him down there. The referee goes down. One leg on the ropes by the Bulldog. The crowd screaming. Dillon running around the ring. Again, the referee's on the blind side because the Bulldog had that leg on the bottom strand of ropes, and the crowd going wild here. The referee can sense something going on.
3 minutes.
3 minutes gone, and the referee again. He's called for a break, and Dillon doesn't like it. Let's get a shot of Dillon, will you? He certainly is upset, James J. Dillon, and look at him hitting that canvas as he disagrees with the umpire, the referees. There I go, umpires. Football season over, ladies and gentlemen. But the referee's decision is Brower now has a chin lock on to Mario Milano. Dillon looking closely now at his man inside the ring as Brower has a chin lock still on to Mario Milano. Milano on his knees, trying to get that big bicep and forearm of Brower's away from his chin. And Dillon on the outskirts. Look at that face. He's telling him to pull more. Look at Dillon, will you? Have a look at that screen of Dillon. Shouting instructions from the outside the ring. And Brower always looking for his manager to see if he's doing exactly as he requires. Now, Milano trying to find a way out. The referee putting the question here to Milano. He gets away this time. The Bulldog's insane. Look at him. Follows up from behind. Hits into the kidney area. And a headbutt by the Bulldog. Milano with a beautiful forearm. And the Bulldog stood there. He took that and he'll take it again. A kick to the stomach. Headbutt by Milano. And the canvas said hello to Bulldog. Brower, now he's pleading for mercy. Milano's on fire. The crowd are right behind Milano. Dillon telling him to go back. Dillon's telling the referee to move him back till he gets off the ropes. Dillon moved over as the Brower moved over towards the blue corner. The referee talking to James J. Dillon. Watch closely as the crowd were hurtling abuse at Bulldog Brower. And now Milano in boxing stance. Fist clenched. He's been told to open those fists by the referee. Now Brower goes in and meets up with a wrist lock, Japanese wrist lock on to Mario Milano. The strength here of Bulldog should tell out, but Milano's also a little taller, which makes it a little bit more difficult for the Bulldog to put him down.
5 minutes.
Jack Little, 5 minutes gone. And look at the face on Brower. Will you get a shot of that face of Bulldog Brower? He's got his right arm on the rope there, using it for leverage. The referee cannot see the right hand of Brower's on that ropes, and the referee will immediately call for a break if he can see him putting that hand on the ropes. And Dillon's telling the referee what he's doing and what he's not doing. Dillon's idea is to distract the referee's attention. You can see for yourself. There's nothing I can do about it. My job is to commentate on the matches. The referee is there. He's the third man in the ring to put himself in the right position. Now the Bulldog goes down the canvas, has those leg scissors on the arm there. The arm scissors onto Mario Milano. Pulling back on that wrist of Milano is the Bulldog. You can see him dragging it back there. And look at the shot there from our camera boys as we really go in close now, close to the bottom strand of ropes. Look at that chest on Bulldog Brower. Sweating profusely he is. And there's a shot of James J. Dillon walking around the outskirt of the ring, sucking on that big cigar of his. As the referee watches here, Milano has got the shoulders of Bulldog pinned, but the Bulldog bit Milano and comes in and buckles him up. Milano comes back, side headlock, takes him off the ropes. There's a charge by Milano, and Milano came off second best as the Bulldog hammers him with a punch to the side of the face. And Milano, a headbutt by the Bulldog. Milano on his knees now in the red corner, chin locked by the Bulldog. And look at that filthy face of the Bulldog, will you? Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but by gee, when you look at it, it certainly is animalistic. The Bulldog Brower said it's Bulldog country here in Australia. Ask the bum. And Dillon said, ask him. The referee puts the question now to Mario Milano, but it's a negative from Milano. Can Milano come out of this? Look at the right arm of Milano, will you? It's shaking, quivering. Oh, and he's bit the ear of Milano. Brower got the ear of Milano right between those teeth. And Milano has got to come out of this somehow. And there goes the Bulldog again onto that ear of Milano. Milano now tries to come out of this, clenches a fist. The Bulldog said no, but he throws a forearm and another one, and the Bulldog takes him down by pulling on the trunks of Mario Milano. They're at centre ring, and what a match this has been on World Championship Wrestling.
8 minutes, 8 minutes.
8 minute mark we've been going now. As Bulldog Brower has Milano on his back, centre ring. One of the toughest and roughest matches I've ever called on World Championship Wrestling. That Bulldog, he doesn't care how he wins. And boy, has he psyched himself up for the big match this coming week with the Austrasian heavyweight wrestling champ in Ronnie Miller. And Miller, okay, he knows what it's all about. He can see the tactics used by Dylan, also Brower. He'll be ready. He's taken 2 on today, defeated them both. And there's no doubt in my mind the Australian champ will be still there when the chips are flying this coming week. And look at that kick. And another foot stomp by the Brower. And another one to Milano, who rolls around the canvas towards the red corner. Arm locked by the Brower. But he's pleading for mercy from Milano. Don't hold it, Milano. Throw it, will you? And he throws it. Good on you, boy. In he goes again. I shouldn't be as biased as what I am. But there's a headbutt from Bulldog Brower. I hate to see Loudmouth get up there and plead for mercy. Look at him. There he goes again. Now Milano pushes the referee away as the Bulldog goes back into the red corner, and he said no fist. Dylan jumped up to the apron, and coming in from behind now is the Bulldog, and the crowd can sense something foul going on here from Brower as he moves in towards Milano. Milano takes him by the head, and look at that for a headbutt. Boy, it was a ripper. He stands his ground, the Bulldog. He won't go down. And Milano comes back, hits him with a forearm. This time he's down, and Milano goes with him. Body press. How unlucky can you be, Mario? As he lays a fist here, ready to put him down. But he's got one leg over the ropes, the Bulldog, and the referee said break. There's a foot stomp by Milano, and he goes down again. And the Bulldog really in trouble here now as Milano looks to be finishing a lot stronger. Rolls the wrist around. Only time will tell. Bulldog put into the whip by the... Oh, he goes up over the top of the second turnbuckle and pleads here. He's covering up. The Bulldog's covering up. Suplex by Milano. Rolls him over. The count of 2 by the referee. Milano now. Unlucky on 2 occasions. Comes in now. He's got a forward chancery here on 2. Bulldog Brower. Milano, taller of the 2. Bulldog heavier. Milano now. Can he finish? Can he finish on from this position he's in? The time, Jack.
10 minutes.
10 minutes we've been going in this match. And this is an extended time limit match. 1 fall, 15 minutes. Extended time limit. Now the referee calls for a break because the legs of Bulldog Brower are underneath the bottom strand of ropes. I don't know about you people at home being excited, but I certainly am because the tactics used by Dylan and Brower for so long could come undone here because Milano asked for this match, he's got it, and there he is pleading for mercy again. Have you ever seen anything like it before in your life? It's easy to talk than to get up there and give the action, as Milano is proving now that he is as strong as any of them. And look at him go, laying those punches on, and a headbutt by Milano. And there goes the groggy Brower back, punching into midair, and that's a buckle-up job by Milano, and a high knee lift by Milano. Brower back to his feet, side headlock, and a biff to the beak by Milano. And Brower, this could be the finish of him. Hope you're watching this, Ronnie Miller. This is the action you've got to give him next week, as we see the abdominal stretch now by Milano. The abdominal stretch. Can the Bulldog come out of it? Yes, he has. Oh, boy.
11 and a half minutes.
You heard it from Jack Little, 11 and a half minutes. Coming in from behind now is Milano. On to the Bulldog. He takes him now over, rolls him around, hits him to the canvas. 2. Oh, close. That hand was halfway down. I can imagine King Curtis now watching on with Larry O'Day at this fellow because there's going to be some big action this week in World Championship Wrestling. And, of course, King Curtis and Larry O'Day, being the best mates of Ronnie Miller, will be watching anxiously, trying to help Miller pick out the points that will be vulnerable to the big Bulldog Brower. And there's a headbutt by Milano on to Bulldog, who's staggering. Milano again, headbutt. He staggers once more to centre ring. Can Milano finish him? A high knee lift, and this time he staggers to the canvas. A body press, the count of 2. Oh, bad luck to Milano again. Getting on towards the 15-minute mark. Close, must be timed shortly. Headbutt by Milano, and the staggering groggy Bulldog Brower is at the abdominal stretch again. This could be it. Dillon on the outskirts of the ring watches. Hello! Oh, the referee has pulled Phillips in with him. He's pulled the referee in and allowing Milano to release the abdominal stretch. The referee is out, and from the second strand, the Bulldog flies through the air. A big knee drop to the back of the neck onto Mario Milano. The referee's out. What's going to happen here? What a sensation. Milano watches as the Bulldog climbs to the second strand. Look at Dillon. Here comes Ronnie Miller. Miller comes in, and look at the big champ go. Laying it on to Bulldog Brower. He comes in, kicks to the head. Oh boy, Tony Coloni. What a match you got coming up next week between the Bulldog and Ronnie Miller. And here comes Larry O'Day. O'Day's in there, trying to help Mario Milano. Oh boy, this is a sensation today on World Championship Wrestling. And look at Dillon. Dillon's telling the Bulldog to get in there and do battle with the champ now. But you watch Dillon the Bulldog. They'll run for cover. You can bet your bottom dollar they'll run for cover. And the Bulldog now goes over towards the referee. Dillon's inside the ring but jumped out quickly. And this is not over yet. So stay with us because I want to see what's going to happen here as Brower gets up onto the steps. And Dillon comes in from behind. And Miller's into it. And here comes the King. Curtis is coming in. And look at Miller, will you? Laying it out here onto Bulldog Brower. King Curtis lending support there to Mario Milano. And there he goes. There he goes. They're going to the dressing rooms. There they go. Dillon's had enough. And still in the ring is Ronnie Miller, who came to lend support to the referee. I'll ask the referee. Disqualification, ref, was it? The referee's decision, a disqualification. The winner of the match, Mario Milano, with a disqualification against Bulldog Brower. One for 10 minutes. Introducing to you in the red corner, Kid Hardy. His opponent in the blue corner, Larry O'Day. Your referee is Rob Phillips. And the bell to get the match underway. They meet at centre ring with a referee's hold, and O'Day forces Kid Hardy back onto the ropes, and Phillips, the referee, the third man in the ring, calls for a clean break, and they break cleanly. O'Day comes from behind with a full Nelson now onto Kid Hardy. And a strong man is this Larry O'Day. You can see a great shot there from our camera boys as we're really in close to them. Kid Hardy goes down and takes Larry O'Day over with an arm drag there and puts him down to canvas. Good move by Kid Hardy because Larry O'Day certainly would be the stronger of the two. You're watching World Championship Wrestling, and those comments I made at the top of the show that Mario Milano meeting Bulldog Brower on TV today should be a great match. And, of course, Ronnie Miller doing battle with two men, one who will be Butcher Brannigan. It's not a handicap match. A flip of the coin will determine who will be in first, and then a 1 minute break after that match. And Miller continues on, and so does Larry O'Day with an arm drag. And Kid Hardy comes back, leaves a receipt for that, and takes Larry O'Day down. He's got a Japanese wrist lock there onto O'Day. He's got it back to us there on my monitor anyway. This time O'Day comes back to centre ring. This time O'Day takes him over with an arm drag again, and O'Day comes out with a hammerlock, but under the bottom strand of ropes onto Hardy, and the referee once more calls for a clean break. Back again to centre ring. The referee moves in, not having had much to do so far, the referee. Hardy comes out again with a Japanese wrist lock on to Larry O'Day. With the legs outstretched, Hardy, a little smaller in height than O'Day, of course. O'Day takes him down, leg trips him, comes up with a leg lock now onto Kid Hardy. The referee puts the question there to Kid Hardy, but it was a negative from Hardy. people in New South Wales, this Wednesday on October the 11th at the Wayland Community Centre, Mount Druitt, you'll see all of your stars on World Championship Wrestling. That's the Wayland Community Centre this Wednesday, October the 11th at Mount Druitt. Now, it's still Larry O'Day. A leg lock on to Kid Hardy. He released it, comes back again, but still locks that leg up. It's a left leg of Kid Hardy. Comes in from behind now. Rob Phillips, the third man in the ring, putting himself in a good position and asking the question to Kid Hardy. And by G, O'Day certainly has got some power on that lock he has on the leg of Kid Hardy. By G, he's pulled that right back. Kid Hardy trying to throw the left arm around the throat of Larry O'Day to force him back onto canvas. Gets the arm close to the forehead, but can't get it down around the throat. This time he gets it down. Will O'Day release the grip on that leg? He has. He comes out of it now, Kid Hardy. That was a test of strength from Kid Hardy there with Larry O'Day. And now he comes back with a chin lock on to Larry O'Day. On the defence 1 minute, attacking the next is Hardy, and O'Day, not to be outdone, thinking all the time, and comes out again, works back on that leg. And look at the big fella go, will you? And again, the referee hits down the canvas and puts the question to Kid Hardy. I've said it before and I say it again. You watch these matches and you see a wrestler attack one certain part of the body, works on it to weaken that particular part of the body. And O'Day is doing just that on that leg lock he has on to Kid Hardy. But Hardy's taken him over to the ropes and the referee once more interferes and calls for a clean break. O'Day, he breaks clean. Kid Hardy jumps up to his feet. You can see Hardy limping a little bit on that leg now, trying to get the circulation going back into the leg where Larry O'Day has been working on it. O'Day's around, following up his opponent now, making the move. He takes the fingers, and O'Day is quite surprised by the move there of Kid Hardy. And O'Day has gone down there now to canvas. The referee hits the canvas with O'Day, checking to see if those shoulders have not been pinned. I mentioned to you about Wayland this coming Wednesday, and people in Victoria at the Horsham Town Hall on the 18th of this month, and the Ballarat Civic Hall on the 19th. So people in Victoria and the country areas, look forward to seeing you at Horsham Town Hall the 18th of October for all your World Championship stars, and Civic Hall Ballarat on the 19th of October. But it's O'Day now, again under the bottom strand of ropes with his feet, and the referee jumps in and calls for another break. They meet up at centre ring again. O'Day has that determined look on his face, and Kid Hardy watches in surprise as O'Day, it's inside step over toe hole he put onto Kid Hardy then, but he hit canvas with him also. And again the referee puts the question to Hardy. The right shoulder's not on the canvas. Kid Hardy tries to throw that right arm around the throat of Larry O'Day. O'Day still applying plenty of pressure to that left leg. It's a matter of Kid Hardy being able to put up with pain, and there's a big elbow from Larry O'Day, forcing that arm to come away from his head. And again, you can see that Kid Hardy is suffering quite a bit of pain here from O'Day's strength onto that left leg. The referee raises the right arm. He hasn't tapped the canvas as yet. Goes down, checks it out once. Moves around towards the bottom strand of ropes, and the referee again taps O'Day, asked him to release the grip because his leg is under the bottom strand of ropes. And one thing you'll notice with O'Day, he will break clean when asked to by the referee. The point is, will Kid Hardy break clean? He backs away. Yes, he has. Both at their feet very quickly. Referee Phillips interferes, jumps in between them, and calls from the wrestle on. Centre ring, a referee's hold. Half Nelson by Kid Hardy, leg trip to canvas. Kid Hardy comes down with a big forearm to the chest of Larry O'Day, and another one. And Kid Hardy applying plenty of pressure. A body press, he's tapped it once, the referee. Onto Larry O'Day, taken by the hair. Kid Hardy picks up O'Day. Forward body slam at centre ring. A big elbow drop to the chest by Kid Hardy. Covers him for the body press. The count of two onto O'Day. But he had the strength to force Kid Hardy off. And look at that for a forearm, will you? Boy, that was loaded. And canvas hit the back of Kid Hardy. There goes another one. And down he goes once more, Hardy. And Hardy this time is showing the effects of this hard battle he's had with Larry O'Day. A suplex, a vertical suplex. Down goes Kid Hardy. Body press. That's it! A beautiful vertical suplex by Larry O'Day, giving him the win of their first match today on World Championship Wrestling.
Enough of the colour. It's making my eyes water. Let's go back to the zoo. Back to the animals. It's time for the cage.
7,000 fans at Festival Hall have already seen 55 grueling minutes of the most exciting and the most vicious tag team match I have ever seen, with the ring surrounded by steel wire. Mark Lewin and the Golden Greek Sparrows are in, have tried everything in the book to try to put finish to the career of Walter von Erich and the great Tojo. 25 minutes into the match, It was Spiro Sarin who was pinned to the count of 3, and the bell rang. Eddie Swan raised the German and the Jap's hand, but Mark Lewin called the referee's attention to the fact that Spiro's leg was outside the ring, and the referee ordered the match continue. Then another 5 minutes went by, and 4 men in the ring were fighting. Eddie Swan stopped the match. Fined each wrestler $100. They continued fighting, all 4 of them in the ring at the same time. And in order to keep control, he had to fine them another $100, $100 a man to keep control of the match. And what a job. This is like the gladiators of old. Every one of the wrestlers has spilled his blood, and first one team and then the other has been on top. Mark Lewin has had the sleeper hold, not only on the Japanese, but on the German. The Japanese have had the rack on both Spiro Sarin and Mark Lewin. The German, with that loaded fist, has pounded the heads of Lewin and Sarin, and now as you see Spiro Sarin, he's got him 1, but only for the count of 1. Walter Von Erich illegally interfered. Now Lewin comes in, and now they've got him up. Tandem tactics. He's got him pinned. There he is, down 1. But Walter Von Erich kicks him off, and it's all-out war in that ring. I have never seen such a thrilling match in all my life, and such a dangerous match within the steel wire of the cage. There's the atomic drop. This could be it. He covered him in 1, 2, but no. The Japanese was too tough. Mark kept Walter Von Erich away, but at the count of 2, he tossed Spiros over. And now in comes Mark Lewin to take over where Spiros left off. He's really got the Japanese now in champion going. The Walter Von Erich coming in. Eddie Swan's trying to stop it. Now all 4 men in the ring again. Spiros lets him have one in the breadbasket. Mark's got the sleeper on, but a rabbit punch to the back of the neck breaks the sleeper. There's another sleeper. 2 minutes to go in the match. And listen to the crowd. They're going wild. There's not a seat vacant at Festival Hall tonight. The most thrilling night of action any of them have ever seen. There's another atomic drop. Down goes the Jap. Mark Lewin had Walter Von Erich covered. I wouldn't be Eddie Swan for all the rice in China. He has had a tremendous job and done a great job. The sleeper hold on Walter Von Erich, but a rabbit punch to the back of the neck. Spiros takes the Japanese out of the action. Mark Lewin covers Walter 1, 2, but only the count of 2, and knocks into the referee. Spiros throws him into the wire of the cage. Mark Lewin goes up to come in on Walter Von Erich. A beautiful drop kick right to the head. Hit him right on the chin. 1, 2, but the Japanese kicked him off at the count of 2. 1 minute to go. Oh, I've never seen anything like it in all of my life, in all my career as a commentator. It's a sleeper hold. Time's running out, and there's a rabbit punch by the Japanese. Spiro Sarin comes in to take over where Mark finished. They're trying to put finish to the German now. Oh, boy, he staggers. He's very close to this corner. Up in the air with the atomic drop over the knee. He's down there. He hasn't got the energy to raise his hand to tag his partner, and Spiros is pouring it on. He said, here's one for you, Tojo. Down he goes. Spiros covers him. 1, 2, but Walter Von Erich pushes him off. All 4 men and the referee in the ring at the same time. What a wrestling match. I've never seen anything like it. I've said it before, but I have never had so much excitement in an hour's match, and there it is. Yes, the match is over, but the battle isn't over. There's no question about it. Nothing has yet been settled. Mark Lewin's asking for 5 minutes more. Mark, I'm with you. The fans at Festival Hall are with you, and so are all the fans at home. But it's against the rules of the National Wrestling Alliance. He asked for 5 more minutes. Eddie Swan knows better. He said it's impossible, and now he smacked Big Bad John. But there's no way possible that any time, extra time can be given under the rules. He wants 5 more minutes, Mark. You can't blame them. They have fought their hearts out for you, the wrestling fans, to try to put finish to the Jap and the Germans. What a night at Festival Hall.
Wonderful stuff. Now for one of the greats, the bloke who lived up to his name, a Big, a Bad, a John. And does he give this bloke a tickle along?
Well, from Greece, coming in at 16 stone 1 pound, is Condandos, and his opponent from Hassan in the hills of Kentucky, the general himself, the warlord, at 21 stone 6 pounds, Big Bad John. I'll tell you, that glitter coming from his helmet's no halo. John, his helmet highly chromed. The war jacket's off. Give John time, or should I give him time? He gives no one else time. Get underway with the match. Into the referee's hold, and it's a heavyweight John who forces Condandos back onto the ropes, and then comes in right across the back of the neck with those heavy blows as John rams the shoulder of Condandos into the turnbuckle. Knee lift by Big Bad John. Oh, toe hold, nice toe hold from Condandos, and the number 12s of John are turning, pulling on the ligaments in the ankle. All pushed away, Big Bad John pushing away Dandos. Dandos coming back, live wire grabbing at the other ankle of John, then coming over the top. It's a 2 count, but he's too fresh for you, Dandos, at the moment, as Dandos goes down again low and takes the toe hold. Well, it's tackle after tackle. Dandos over the top again, pushed away and sent out again. Bulls rush in where angels fear to tread, and that's the only caution I can give to Dandos. Not saying you're any fool, of course you're not, but just be careful of John, because don't be anxious. Don't be anxious. Just watch and hold your ground. Bridged nicely, Big Bad John. Dandos going down, but the throat of Dandos taken in the big fingers and hand of Big Bad John. Oh, Dandos pulls himself right up to try and take the weight and puts a body scissors on Big Bad John, but John has his shoulders pressed down as he holds around the neck area of Dandos. Oh, off the ropes, Dandos, trying those shoulders, but this time John, as you saw, bridged and hipped himself and took it into Dandos, picks him up, oh, and takes him over, slams him down heavily to canvas. It's Big Bad John over the top. It's a 3 count, and the match with a suplex is Big Bad John defeating Condandos. Hand is raised, and there's the winner, Big Bad John. Dandos down and down in a sick and sorry state. You could have injured that man, John. That suplex of yours.
One thing that I'd like to do right now. May the good Lord in heaven look down right now onto the lives and the beings of Mark Lewin, Spiros Arion, King Curtis, Angelo Mosca. Lord, I want you to look down, seek a little wisdom into their heads, bleed smartness into their brains,
and have them leave Australia before we send them to you.
I even feel sick having to hold the same microphone as a thing like that. And see words like that coming out of the mouth of Big Bad John.
You little beauty, Big Bad, one of the greats. Next, some mayhem, near enough to bloody murder. In fact, it started off slowly too. Mark Lewin against the blob like Abdullah the Butcher.
This one between Abdullah the Butcher and from the ghettos of New York, Mark Lewin. Outside the ring, the manager, Big Bad John, with his helmet and his cane, but also representing the People's Army to keep Big Bad John from interfering with that cane, is King Curtis, the king himself. Look at Abdullah go down. Lewin comes down, stomps him in the middle of the stomach. Curtis is outside with the People's Army's weapon, a bat, in case Big Bad John wants to interfere at all with that cane outside the ring. But so far there's been no interference. It's just been a battle with everything in. There's a sleeper. Mark Lewin's got the sleeper on Abdullah the Butcher. He has a sleeper hold. Big Bad John's getting up on the apron of the ring, but Eddie Swan makes him get down. Curtis way out of sight, out of range of the camera. Has that bat, and he waved it in the air, and Big Bad John got the message and did not interfere. A beautiful drop kick by Mark Lewin. There's another one, but Abdullah the Butcher, oh, he missed that drop kick. I started to say Abdullah took that punishment to those drop kicks. This has been a real war. There's a headbutt now. Big Bad John is up on the apron of the ring, and he's got his head tied in the ropes, and it's 2 against 1, and John lets him have one to the midsection. He's got him now in there, and Mark Lewin is writhing on the canvas. He holds Curtis down though. Big Bad John. Abdullah the Butcher comes in with the butcher's axe, and now he's holding Lewin. And there's the butcher's axe coming down on Mark Lewin. But here comes Chief Wadiayou. And then he comes, a smash to the side of the head to Big Bad John. He headbutts Abdullah the Butcher. He's going wild. Another headbutt, another one. He's hammering it in there. Big Bad John comes up, boots him in the back. Curtis and Lewin are on the mat. Eddie Swan looking over at King Curtis. But Big Bad John now's got Wadiayou down, and then comes the butcher's axe on Wadiayou. And now Mark Lewin coming back and really pouring it in. King Curtis is wild. Big Bad John taking the full force. Abdullah the Butcher, the full force of Lewin's blows. Now it's 3 against 2, and that's what it should be against those 2 warmongers. Real mongrels. Abdullah the Butcher and Big Bad John. It has to go down in the record books as a disqualification, and Mark Lewin is the winner of this war in the record books. But believe me, the battle isn't over. Mark Lewin, King Curtis, and Wadiayou are ready for a lot more fight.
Just bet the whole cast in the thick of things, just like we loved it. We started with Jack, let's finish with him.
We introduce the final bout on our program, 2 falls out of 3, or until time runs out on our wrestling program. First, ladies and gentlemen, at 16 stone 7, I give you that very popular young Texan, Al Frederick. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, that rebel rabble-rouser from Atlanta, Georgia, who comes in at 17 stone 6, the one and only Ray Stevens.
There's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2 out of 3 fall match, and the time limit is the duration of our telecast today. Ray Stevens with a side headlock on Al Fredericks. Fredericks, very strong, has broken that headlock. Almost got an overhand wrist lock, but Fredericks is then caught by the hair, and now it's back in that headlock. Ray Stevens, very tricky. And Ray, of course, is the former champion, having lost the title to Dominic DeNucci, and Ray very anxious to win it back. Of course, Dominic is determined to keep that belt. Dominic is a great champion. Stevens continues the punishment on the side headlock. Referee Michael Hunt watches the action closely, and the rugged Ray Stevens putting more and more pressure on the headlock. Both men back in the ropes, and on the break, 2 punches by Stevens. There's a third one. Now it's a front headlock by Ray Stevens. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is World Championship Wrestling. And promoters Jim Barnett and Johnny Doyle, in association with GTV9 bring you this great new era in wrestling and the finest wrestlers in the world. And this match in the ring right now between Stevens and Fredericks, I assure you, is a main event in any arena in the world today. 2 of the top wrestlers, both from the United States. Stevens is from Atlanta, Georgia. Al Fredericks from Port Arthur, Texas. And speaking of Texas, don't forget that Tex McKenzie will be back next week and will appear on this show. Fast exchange, and Fredericks winding up with an armbar hold on Ray Stevens. Young Al Fredericks, a former great amateur champion, former Texas State champion, has been wrestling professionally for about 2 years, and he's really, really doing well. Very handsome wrestler. Fredericks punishing that arm of Ray Stevens. Ray is slowly getting up to his feet, although still caught in the arm lock. And Ray goes to the rope, steps out of the ropes, and that, of course, is the automatic break, but Fredericks pulls him back in. Kick to the chest by Ray Stevens. Fredericks getting up. Ray gets him in a front headlock. Al is out of it with an armbar hold. Now twisting that arm. Stevens could be in trouble, but fans, as Jack Little and I have told you many times, Ray Stevens in particular is very dangerous as the match progresses. And many times when he's hurt, he's more dangerous than ever. Fredericks propelled into the ropes. A vicious kick to the midsection. A big flying mare by Ray Stevens. He's behind him now, picks him up, drops him with the atomic drop, has him covered. The first fall of the match is over. And the winner of that fall is Ray Stevens. Well, I see we're ready for the second fall. Ray Stevens has taken one fall. And Al Fredericks certainly wants to even it up. I would think that there are about 10 minutes remaining in the match. I'm checking with the timekeeper. There's just 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go in the telecast. That would give us about 7 minutes in the match. And if the match should end prior to that time, Johnny Doyle has a standby match ready. Ray Stevens, of course, way ahead now with his one fall, and he hurt Al Fredericks with that atomic drop, but Al is young and strong, but as the match goes on, Stevens seems to be getting tougher. We're looking forward, of course, to seeing Dory Funk on the card soon, Tex McKenzie next week. Now wait until you see Mitsu Arakawa. Al Fredericks backing Ray up, throws a punch, shakes him up. A beautiful drop kick, and Ray went out over the top rope, and he's on the floor. And here's Al Fredericks following him out. He picks him up, and he body slams him right on the cement floor. The crowd going wild. Boy, what a terrific match this is. Fans, this is a great match. It certainly can headline any arena in the world. Al Fredericks determined to bring a victory in this fall, to at least even things up in the remaining minutes of the match. Just about 4 minutes to go in the match. Al Fredericks slammed. Oh, man! He crashed him into those ropes. And Fredericks is shaking up the ex-champion, Ray Stevens. Just checking with our timekeeper, there are 4 minutes to go in the bout. Throwing punches at Ray. Ray using his defensive tactic on the outside, wasting time to regain his strength. And all the time he's doing this, fans, Fredericks is becoming more and more eager. And of course, Ray can just post now for the remainder of the bout, but he has one fall. Three minutes to go in the match. Look at that Ray hanging back there all the time, getting a little bit more rest. Took a little time on the outside and in the corner. Ray quickly recovered. Now he's working on Al Fredericks' face and eyes. A vicious kick to the face. And there's just 3 minutes remaining in the match. A correction on that time, fans. There's just 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 4 minutes remaining in the bout. And Fredericks was hurt when he went out of the ring. A vicious punch to the face. And now, Ray Stevens punches and rips and tears away And now Fredericks. He has it by the arm, and he crashes out into the turnbuckle. Now reverses it. Now wants to get a fall. A tremendous backdrop. He's got him covered. 1, 2, and Stevens gets away. And he gets to the outside. Now there's just 1 minute to go. 1 minute remaining in the match. Time is running out, and Stevens is doing all he can to prevent Fredericks from gaining a fall. Now he picks him up. He falls back. A 2 count, and once again, Stevens getting away. Fredericks has him covered again. There's just 30 seconds left in the match. 30 seconds to go, and Ray Stevens throws a punch. He has Fredericks covered. It's a wild and woolly bout. A wild and woolly bout. The match is over. And Ray Stevens is the winner of the match. Ray is the winner. He took 1 fall. They went through to the time limit, and Fredericks was unable to get a fall. Well, Ray,
you see that slippery character running from me that whole match? He kept running and running and running. He's a coward.
Say, Ray, there's one thing I know all the fans want to talk about, and that is the fact that Dominic DeNucci has regained his title from you.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. First of all, there's no athletes in the world that come from Italy. There's no Italian athletes. And this DeNucci, he's no exception.
He did defeat you, didn't he?
Listen, you know what happened. I hurt my knee. I hurt it. I had him unconsciously when I hurt it. And in any other sport or anything, racing or horse races, baseball, or cricket, when a man gets hurt, they call a timeout, and the doctor comes in and looks at his leg. Well, I hurt my leg, and you've seen it. They didn't give me no time. Now tell the truth. Tell them people. Didn't I hurt my leg?
That's right. That's right, Ray.
That's right. So, not being a sport or a good athlete, this Italian, that rotten DeNucci, grabbed my leg and start twisting it. Well, I had no alternative because my leg was numb and I thought it was broke. But not that he done it, I done it myself. And actually, he's just a champion temporarily because the championship doesn't belong in this country. It belongs in the United States, where great wrestlers and great athletes and great champions come from, men like myself.
That's it, folks. There isn't any more. Well, not until Volume 5, and that's out right now.
It looks like the human tank has finally run out of gas. Oh, brother. That should be it. That's all there is. There isn't any more.
And you picked me up, and you hurt my neck up.
We got a casualty list. That's unreal.
This way, when you cut the blood supply to the brain, it's a little harder to get it flowing again.
All I can say is, wow.